Rebuilding the altar. When the seventh month came and the Israelites had settled in their towns, the people assembled together as one in Jerusalem. Then Joshua, son of Jozadak, and his fellow priests, and Zerubbabel, son of Shealtiel, and his associates began to build the altar of God of Israel to sacrifice burnt offering on it, in accordance with that is written in the law of Moses and man of God. Despite their fear of the people around them, they built the altar on its foundation and sacrificed burnt offerings on it to the Lord, both the morning and evening sacrifices. Then, in accordance with that, what is written, they celebrated the festival of tabernacle with the required number of burnt offerings prescribed for each day. Day after day. After that, they presented the regular burnt offerings, the new moon sacrifices, and the sacrifice for all the appointed sacred festivals of the Lord, as well as those brought as freewill offerings to the Lord. On the first day of the seventh month, they began to offer burnt offerings to the Lord. Through the foundation of the Lord's temple had not yet been laid. Rebuilding the temple. Then they gave money to the masons and carpenters, and gave food and drink and olive oil to the people Sidon and Tyre, so that they would bring cedar logs by sea from Lebanon to Joppa, as authorized by Cyrus, king of Persia. In the second month of the second year after their arrival at the house of God in Jerusalem, Zerubbabel, son of Shealtiel, Joshua, son of Jozadak, and the rest of the people, the priests and the Levites, and all who had returned from the captivity to Jerusalem, began the work. They appointed Levites 20 years old and older, and supervised the building of the house of the Lord. Joshua and his son and brother, and Kadmiel and his sons, descendants of Hodaviah, and the sons of Henadad, and their sons and brothers, or Levites, joined together in supervising the working on the house of God. When the builders laid the foundations of the temple of the Lord, the priests in their vestments and with trumpets, and the Levites, the sons of Asaph, with cymbals, took their place to praise the Lord, as prescribed by David, king of Israel. With praise and thanksgiving they sang to the Lord. He is God, his love toward Israel endures forever. And all the people gave a great shout of praise to the Lord, because the foundation of the house of the Lord was laid. But many of the older priests and Levites and family heads who had seen the former temple wept aloud when they saw the foundation of the temple being laid, while many others shouted for joy. No one could distinguish the sound of the shout of joy from the sound of the weeping, because the people made so much noise, and the sound was heard far away. opposition to the rebuilding. When the enemies of Judah and Benjamin heard that the exiles were building a temple for the Lord, the God of Israel, they came to Zerubbabel and to the head of the families and said, "Let us help you build, because like you, we seek your God and have been sacrificing to him since the time of the Esarhaddon, king of Assyria, who brought us here." But Zerubbabel, Joshua, and the rest of the head of the families of Israel answered, "You have no part with us in building a temple to our God. We alone will build it for the Lord, the God of Israel, as King Cyrus, the king of Persia, commanded us." Then the peoples around them set out to discourage the people of Judah and make them afraid to go on building. They bribed officials to work against them and frustrate their plans during the entire reign to Cyrus, king of Persia, and down to the reign of Darius, king of Persia. Later, opposition under Xerxes and Artaxerxes. At the beginning of the reign of Xerxes, they logged an accusation against the people of Judah and Jerusalem. And in the days of Artaxerxes, king of Persia, Bishiram, Mithredates, Tabel, and the rest of his associates wrote a letter of Artaxerxes. The letter was written in the Aramaic script and in the Aramaic language. Rehum, the commanding officer, and Shimshai, the secretary, wrote a letter against Jerusalem to Artaxerxes, the king, as follows. Rehum, the commanding officer, and Shimshai, the secretary, together with the rest of their associates, the judges, officials, and administrators over the people of Persia, Uruk, and Babylon, and Elamites of Susa, and the other people whom the great and honorable Ashurbanipal deported and settled in the city of Samaria and elsewhere in Trans-Euphrates. This is in copy of the letter they sent him. To King Artaxerxes, from your servant in Trans-Euphrates. The king should know that the people who came to us from you have gone to Jerusalem and are rebuilding that rebellious and wicked city. They are restoring the walls and repairing the foundations. Furthermore, the king should know that if this city is built and its walls are restored, no more taxes, tribute, no duty will be paid. And eventually the royal revenues will suffer. Now, since we are under obligation to the palace, and it is not prosper for us to see the king, this shall no dishonored, dishonored, dishonored. We are sending this message to inform the king so that the such may be made in the achieve of your predecessors. In this record, you will find that this city is a rebellious city, troublesome to king and Provence, a place with a long history of sedition. That is why this city was destroyed. We inform the king that if the city is built and its walls are restored, you will be left with nothing in Trans-Euphrates. The king sent this reply. The Luham, the commanding officer, Shimshai the secretary, and the rest of their associates living in Samaria and elsewhere in Trans-Euphrates, greeting. The letter you sent us has been read and translated in my presence. I issued on order, and such was made. And it was found that this city has a long history of revolt against kings and has been a place of rebellion and sedition. Jerusalem has had powerful kings ruling over the whole of Trans-Euphrates, and taxes, tribute, and duty were paid to them. Now issue an order to these men to stop work, so that this city will not be rebuilt until I so order. Be careful not to neglect this matter. Why let his streets grow to the detriment of the royal interested? As soon as the copy of the letter of King Artaxerxes was read to Rehum and Shimshai, the secretary, and their associates, they went immediately to the Jews in Jerusalem and compelled them by force to stop. Thus the work on the house of God in Jerusalem came to a standstill until the second year of the reign of Darius, king of Persia. Tattenai's letter to Darius. The Haggai, the prophet, and Zechariah, the prophet, a descendant of Iddo, prophesied to the Jews in Judah and Jerusalem in the name of the God of Israel, who was over them. Then Zerubbabel, son of Shealtiel, and Joshua, son of Jozadak, set to work to rebuild the house of God in Jerusalem, and the prophets of God were with them, supporting them. At that time, Tattenai, governor of Trans-Euphrates, and Setar-Bozenai and their associates went to them and asked, "Who authorized you to rebuild this temple and to finish it?" They also asked, "You are the names of those who are constructing this building." But the eye of their God was watching over the elders of the Jews, and They were not stopped until a report could go to Darius, and his written reply he received. This is a copy of the letter that Tattenai, governor of Transeucrates, and Sheltar Bojanai and their associates. The official of Transeucrates sent to King Darius the report thus sent him read as follows. To King Darius, cordial greetings. The kings should know that we went to the district of Judah, to the temple of the great God. The people are rebuilding it with large stones and placing the timbers in the walls. The work is being carried on with diligence and is making rapid progress under their direction. We questioned the elder and asked them who authorized you to rebuild this temple and to finish it. We also asked them their names so that we could write down the names of their leaders for your information. This is the answer they gave us. We are the servant of God, heaven and earth, and we are rebuilding the temple that was built many years ago, one that a great king of Israel built and finished. That because our ancestor and the God of heaven, he gave them into the hands of Nebuchadnezzar, the Chaldean king of Babylon, who destroyed the temple and dispersed the people to Babylon. However, in the first year of Cyrus king of Babylon, King Cyrus issued a decree to rebuild this house of God. He even removed from the temple of Babylon the gold and silver articles of the house of God, which Nebuchadnezzar had taken from the temple in Jerusalem and brought the temple in Babylon. Then King Cyrus gave them to a man named Shilbazzar, whom we had appointed governor. And he told him, take these articles and go and deposit them in the temple in Jerusalem, and rebuild the house of God on its site. So this Sheshbazzar came and laid the foundations of the house of God in Jerusalem. From that day to the present, it has been under construction, but it not yet finished. Now, if it pleases the king, let a search be made of royal archives of Babylon to see if King Cyrus did it. Facts issue a decree to rebuild this house of God in Jerusalem. Then let the king send us his decision in this matter.